Hey everyone and welcome. Christmas is just around the corner, isn't it? The air is filled with the scent of pine and gingerbread. Streets are twinkling with lights, and carols are playing everywhere. For many, it's a season of pure joy, family gatherings, and warm memories. But what if, for you, this season feels different? What if behind the festive cheer, you're facing a silent battle, a mountain that seems impossible to climb? If that's you, I want you to know you're not alone, and this story is for you. Let's travel back a few years. I want to introduce you to a young woman named Clara. Clara adored Christmas. It was her absolute favorite time of year. She was the one who insisted on putting up the tree the day after Thanksgiving, the one who baked dozens of cookies for neighbors, and the one whose laughter was the loudest during family game nights. Christmas for her was magic. But one year, everything changed. In early November, Clara received a diagnosis that turned her world upside down: a rare, aggressive illness. The doctors used a lot of complicated words, but the message was simple and terrifying. The road ahead would be incredibly difficult with no guarantees. Suddenly, the approaching holiday season, which she usually anticipated with so much excitement, felt like a cruel joke. How could she possibly celebrate when her body was at war with itself? How could she find joy when her future was a giant, scary question mark? The first few weeks were a blur of appointments, tests, and fear. The festive decorations going up in her town only deepened her sense of isolation. While the world was preparing for a celebration, she was preparing for a fight for her life. The carols sounded hollow, the twinkling lights seemed to mock her darkness. She confessed to her mother one tearful evening, "I don't think I can do Christmas this year. It just hurts too much." Her mother, a wise and gentle soul, simply held her and said, "Then we won't do Christmas the old way. We'll find a new way. We'll find our own light, even if it's just a single candle." That simple promise sparked something in Clara, a tiny flicker of hope in a vast sea of despair. It wasn't about pretending everything was okay. It was about finding a different kind of strength, a different kind of light. That year, Christmas wasn't about big parties or lavish gifts. It was about small, quiet moments of courage. It was about finding the strength to get out of bed on a day when pain made it feel impossible. It was about celebrating the small victory of being able to eat a full meal. Her family rallied around her, not with pity, but with a fierce, unwavering belief in her. They adapted their traditions. Instead of a big Christmas Eve dinner, they brought the meal to her bedside, a cozy picnic on her comforter. Instead of caroling around the neighborhood, they sat with her and watched old Christmas movies, their quiet presence a comforting balm. One evening, looking out her window at the falling snow, Clara had a profound realization. Her entire life, she had associated Christmas with external things, the decorations, the presents, the parties. She thought the magic of Christmas came from these things. But now, stripped of all that, she was discovering a deeper truth. The real magic wasn't in the tinsel or the feasts. It was in the unconditional love of her family. It was in the quiet faith that even in the darkest night, a new dawn would eventually break. It was in the incredible resilience of the human spirit. Her journey was far from easy. There were days of intense pain, days of crushing doubt where she wanted to give up. But through it all, she held on to that little flicker of hope her mother had mentioned. She began to see her illness not just as a curse, but as a crucible. It was forging her into someone stronger, someone more compassionate, someone who understood the preciousness of every single breath. She learned to find grace in the struggle. That Christmas, Clara didn't receive a magical, instantaneous cure. That's not how life usually works. But she did receive a gift far more valuable. She received the gift of a new perspective. She understood that courage isn't the absence of fear. It's acting in spite of it. And faith isn't about everything being perfect. It's about believing in the light, even when you're surrounded by darkness. This was the true, enduring spirit of Christmas she had discovered. Years have passed since that difficult winter. Clara, I'm happy to say, is now in remission. Her health has returned and she once again decorates her tree with infectious enthusiasm. But her Christmases are different now. They are deeper, more meaningful. She still bakes cookies, but now she also spends time volunteering at the hospital, sitting with patients who are spending their holidays just like she once did. She shares her story, not as a tale of tragedy, but as a testament to hope. She reminds them that even in the sterile quiet of a hospital room, the spirit of Christmas, the spirit of love, resilience, and faith can be found. Her story isn't just about a physical illness. The mountains we face come in all shapes and sizes. It could be the loss of a loved one, the sting of a job loss, a painful breakup, or a quiet struggle with anxiety or depression that makes the forced cheer of the holidays feel unbearable. Your challenge is real and your pain is valid. So, if you're standing in front of your own mountain this Christmas, I want you to remember Clara. Remember that it's okay if your celebration doesn't look like everyone else's. It's okay to redefine what this season means for you. Maybe your victory this year is just getting out of bed. Maybe it's reaching out and asking for help. Maybe it's finding one small thing to be grateful for, even when it feels like everything is falling apart. True strength isn't about being unbreakable. It's about how we piece ourselves back together when we're broken. It's about finding light in the cracks. The Christmas story itself is about hope being born in the humblest and most difficult of circumstances. It's a reminder that our greatest light often emerges from our darkest moments. So this holiday season, be kind to yourself. Acknowledge your struggle, but don't let it define your entire story. Look for the small moments of love and connection. Find your own candle in the dark. Because your courage, your resilience, your quiet faith in the face of adversity, that is the most powerful Christmas light of all. You are so much stronger than you know. Thank you so much for listening and sharing this space with me. I'm wishing you a season filled with peace, strength, and an abundance of hope. Please consider subscribing for more stories like this. Take care.